All right, so I just want to do a quick video on Devin Haney. I just did one talking about Ryan Garcia and his win this past weekend. We know that Devin Haney stepped into the ring and basically called Ryan out to his face. Both of these guys have a lot of respect to each other. They've known each other. They're young. They're both been, you know what I'm saying? They fought in the amateurs. They're still very young. They still have a lot of work to do, though. They still have a lot to prove. We know that Devin is a champion at 135, but he hasn't actually beat a champion on the top contender yet, and neither has Ryan Garcia. Excuse me. But listen, I saw this photo of both Devin and Mikey standing face to face with each other. Um, and it's cool, you know. Just talking about the fight. You know, Mikey has been open with other fights at 140. You know, open with fighting Devin Haney in the future, stuff like that. We've heard Mikey, and I really hope Mikey's not overlooking Jesse Vargas because that is a real fight. I already made a video about that, expressing my thoughts on that fight. I really love the fight, and I hope Mikey's not overlooking Jesse. I know that they did better. I think he did better against their comment opponent in Adrian Broner. Okay, but I hope he's not overlooking Jesse Vargas. He still is a welterweight. Jesse Vargas is a naturally bigger guy with a great jab. He's been champion at 147 before. He did stop Saddam Ali. He did give Tim Bradley hell in the end of that fight. I think Jesse Vargas shouldn't be overlooked, you know, and I'm not saying that Mikey is overlooking him, but I think Mikey needs to be very careful. I hope he's very focused on Jesse Vargas, and I just hope he's not overlooking him. But regardless, Devin Haney, listen, you might not like him, you might think he's overrated, you might not think that he's really proven and stuff like that. That's fine, that's cool. What thing I do like about Devin Haney amongst everybody else, and even though I don't think he's the most proven guy, and I think he still has work to do, and I think he has room for improvement, I think he will continue getting better. I like the fact that he seems to be the most fearless out of everyone around 135. He's the only one that's really willing to fight everyone. He's called everybody out at some point. All right. I don't think that everyone is necessarily ducking him, but he seems to be the only one that is willing to fight anyone in his next fight. I think if Loma, Teofimo Lopez, you know, Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, you know, anybody that's around 135, Mikey Garcia, anybody that's around the realm of 135, he seems to be willing to wanting to face them. He's that confident in his game, and I really like that. Uh, I don't think he beats all of those guys right now. But I do think that he, I think within another couple years, I think he would be capable of possibly beating everyone that I just named. All right. But right now, I can't see him beating Mikey Garcia right now. Even if Mikey were to come back down to 135, whatever weight they decide to do it at 135, 140, I don't see Devin Haney beating Mikey right now. Uh, it would be a great fight, and including Adrian Broner. How can I forget Adrian Broner? Devin actually been calling out Adrian Broner for a long time. Like he was saying like years ago that he would fight Adrian Broner. Maybe like 3 years ago or so. Like I remember that was like on YouTube or social media at one point that he would fight Adrian Broner. You know, and I know Adrian Broner like kind of priced himself out. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do 20 million. I'll fight you on the zone for 20 million, something like that. I'm kind of really getting tired of these guys just overpricing themselves out. You know what I'm saying? Like Broner 20 million. Like, come on, man, 20 million to fight Devin Haney. Yo, I'll talk about that in another video, man. I'll talk about that. A lot of these fighters is doing that now. But yo, uh, if the zone was really willing to do that and throw that money at Broner, I'm not hating on Broner because if the zone wants to throw that money, then feel free. I'm not that kind of fan. Like I'm never gonna be like, Yo, they stupid for throwing that money. They shouldn't do it. Well, I'll say they're stupid for throwing the money, but I'm not gonna say they shouldn't throw the money. If they got it like that, then pay them. If they really want Devin to have a name like that under his belt, then fine. You know, because at the end of the day, people are going to want to watch any Adrian Broner fight, whether he loses or not. They don't care. They want to see Broner. Most people want to see Broner get beat up. You know, ever since the Medina fight, people want to see him lose. So I mean, if Devin gets in there with him, people will watch just to see like what happens to Broner. See if Broner loses. You know, but Devin, to me, I respect him because he seems to be the only fearless fighter. Like he's one of the very few that is willing to fight anyone. You know, uh, and I like that. But I still think he needs to improve, and he will improve. And if he takes a loss in the meantime, he's still going to improve. Like that guy has to. He seems at this point. He seems like he's really willing to fight anyone that's good, and I like that about him. All right. I know he doesn't have the names on his resume yet, but it's not because he's been avoiding anyone. He hasn't avoided anyone. He's been willing to fight the very, very best. And I like that. I respect that from that kid. You know? Um, like I said in my recent video, Ryan Garcia called out everybody else but him. You know, he called out Luke Campbell. He called out Jorge Linares. He called out even Tank Davis before wanting to fight Devin Haney. You know, Devin Haney has already called out Lomachenko. He wanted to fight Lomachenko before the franchise title thing. He's wanted to fight Teofimo Lopez. He's gone back and forth with Teofimo Lopez. They've gone back and forth ever since talking about this sparring sessions and stuff like that. He's always going back and forth with him. You know, and he now he's having face off with Mikey. He's he's talking about fighting Broner. He's not no gimmick. You know, I believe that he legit wants to fight the best, and I respect that. But me personally, I want to see a little bit more in the ring. I want him to continue to improve. That's what I want. You know, because I think he's going to be a star. Win or lose, I think he's still going to be like one of the bigger names in the boxing in a couple years. I think he's already building up just his personality. You know, people compare him to Floyd a lot. I think like people compare Broner to Floyd, but I think on the positive sides, I think Haney has a lot of similarities with Floyd. Like he has the flashiness, his style, just the way he moves, similar to Floyd. I don't think he fights like Floyd. I think people say, that because they actually look alike, which is kind of weird, but they actually favor each other. Uh, but, he's a young black fighter, and people like to compare him to Floyd, and I think that's cool. I see it. I see it. I see star power in him, you know? But I just want to see more of what he can do in the ring. I think I'm definitely impressed, but I can see him being much more than what he is right now. And in due time, he didn't reach his prime yet. He hasn't reached his peak yet. You know, we just got to come to, and maybe he has. Okay, maybe he has reached his peak, and maybe he's not as good as many of us think he has potential to be. We won't know until we continue to watch him fight. But where he's at his age already, he's amazing. He's phenomenal for his age. Absolutely, he's great for his age. You know, so I would only think that he's going to continue to get better. All right. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Devin Haney. I like the kid a lot. I like what he's doing. I like how he's working. He's on social media. He has his own channel on YouTube. Uh, he's going to a lot of fights. He's having these face-offs and he's calling everybody's out. He's keeping everybody's name in his mouth without even being disrespectful. Like, he talks his talk, but he's not even disrespectful. He's more like, listen, I just want to fight you. I just want to fight you. I respect you and I want to fight you. And that's it. He's not even like disrespectful. And I like that. And I think a part of that is because his father's with him all the way. He's always with him. And I think when you have your pops with you, it kind of keeps you in check, you know? So I respect that. And I can't wait till he gets back in the ring. We know he's been out for a little bit because of his surgery he had. And it's good to get those surgeries out of the way quick. Knock it out. Do it while you're young. Don't let it sit and go into fights not being 100%. Get that surgery done. Get back in the mix of it. And hopefully you get a fight with you between you, Lomachenko, whether it's Mikey Garcia, whether it's Adrian Broner, whoever it is you end up facing, Ryan Garcia, whoever it is. I really truly believe the Ryan Garcia fight though is gonna be a good big fight, and I can see it being a pay-per-view fight. Like I said in a previous video, I could see that being like a Tito Trinidad against a De La Hoya. That could be like that kind of fight at some day. Tank. I don't know what's up with Tank, man. It's like I talk about him, but I don't know. Tank don't really seem to really want to really be in the ring with some of the best fighters. I don't see it right now. It seems like Tank is over there just making his bread. And when it comes to fighters that are not part of that system there with the PBC, it seems like, I don't know, just don't seem like he's really going to be facing anybody outside of that system. Like, I think he's just going to be over there doing his own thing, you know? Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'll check you on the next one. Peace.